Alright guys, welcome back for some more Stanley Parable. Alright, we're back in our room, full of two doors yet again. So, last couple times we know we went that way, so... You know, there's still one more path over that way I haven't gone. I might do that later. Right now let's just try to follow the course a little bit and see if we can get the story moving along a little bit further. Alright, we're back in here.
There was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Alright, to our office. What's this? Broom closet.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Oh, well, guess worth the shot, I guess. Nothing in here. I'll close it back.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Yeah, let's go on up. Still nothing here to interact with. The office looks different.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, what dark secret was being held from him. What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
2845, huh? Let's do a different number to see.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
That's right.
Stanley simply began entering random codes into the keypad. 2845.
2585, is that what you said? Oh, you're not going to talk to me anymore? Alright, fine.
But it turns out that the panel's emergency override kicked in, and the door just opened all by itself. And Stanley got the hell along with the story. Well, whoop-de-doo.
It's going to let me in anyway, even though I didn't get the password right. Alright, so we're going underneath the business now, huh? What do we got hidden down here? Like we're going into Batman's cave down here. And speaking of Batman, I was trying to record episodes of the new Batman game that came out today, Batman Arkham Origins, but PC version is so full of bugs it's almost to the point of unplayable, so I had to trash it.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
So yeah, back to the Batman thing I was mentioning. As I said, it's just too buggy right now.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
But when Batman gets patched up, I'll play it some more, so... I will have footage of it later, it's just not right now. Anyway, back to this one. Escape, huh? Mind control or escape? Let's go on here. Like we're walking into Cerebro.
The lights rose on an enormous
pretty
room
much.
packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
So basically Cerebro we're standing in.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed.
Wow.
Each bore the number
That's a
of
lot
an
of employees.
employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Don't tell him which one of these is ours.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Wow, this is a big screen. What's that say over there? Can't read any of that. System power. Alright, what did that do? Got some light over there. Barely. Y'all probably can't see it.
And a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine. Unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Yeah, something's gonna up with this. I don't think... Yeah, it looks... Yeah. I mean, I seriously doubt they're letting me out here, but who knows? I think there's a twist coming.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
No, maybe not. No, guess that was supposed to happen. So we got the good ending, I assume. And we're back. Alright, so we got another playthrough to do.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
I wonder if turning all these monitors off has any effect on anything. Let's go ahead and try it. Any computer monitor we find, we're going to shut off, just to see. Alright, you received input, whatever all that means.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Let's go downstairs from the boss's office this time.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Nah. Anything new in here?
Oh, no, no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
Really? He remembers that I went in here. That's pretty cool. Alright, let's go down this time.
Staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Nope, I'm going down this time.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating?
Yeah, pretty much.
Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
Whoa.
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared.
Whoa.
It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd, and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please. It's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Yet I'm still here.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Whoa.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
What?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work.
Wow.
But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Well, so I die in that one. And we're back at the office.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
More input received. That was a different one this time. Kind of going in these doors.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Really? Just keep clicking stuff. Nope, nothing else is gonna happen, huh? Oh, locked myself in. Nothing else? Nope, guess I can't do anything else. Of course, he told me that. What is this? This is new. That's a completely different hallway I'm used to seeing.
When Stanley came to a set
That
of
was
two
weird.
open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Oh, right, I've got another path over here I want to take.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
There's two paths over here.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room.
Yep.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Not yet. Still got that one path over here.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Right over there. I wonder if I can get over there. Of course, I gotta jump off this thing, which we already failed at once.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
See if we can get over
I'm
here.
not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
There we go.
Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
Danger everywhere. How are you gonna prove stuff? More doors, more doors. Uh-oh. This is
Now
great.
listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
I did? This looks red to me.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
No. Let's see what's over here.
I still don't think we're
Oh my
communicating
God.
properly. Stanley walked through the red door.
There's a blue one behind me. Check that out.
All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see?
What?
There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees?
Skill trees.
Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A
What the-
third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
Oh, alright. Or do I want to disobey him again? So many options. Let's go on in.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
Let's go right down the middle.
Oh, of course. A 3. Really? Maybe next time we can get you to form an actual opinion, you know? Any level of critical thinking or engagement with your surroundings? Does that sound good? Think we can do that? Yes? Wonderful. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
What the hell? What's this? Worldwide leaderboard, what? That's a lot of doors and stuff. Lots of steps. Lots of endings. 21.3% of players skip the intro. Only the worst 3% shows the blue door. 98.9 are more attractive than... What? Well, there's me. 9,328th place, huh? How long does it take you to get to the correct door? Why not ask some friends for help? Error, friends list empty. Oh, jeez, you're trolling me over here. This is your superior, a dead rat. Currently offline. Game's trolling you. This is awesome. Alright, let's go through here again, see what his new version is.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please.
That was pretty cool. I did like that. I'll agree with that one. That was cool.
Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up.
Oh, here we go again.
In
What the
this
hell?
game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail.
What?
It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective?
4 hours?
Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
You kidding me? I ain't playing this 4 hours. Bye-bye, kid.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see. What do we have here?
Oh, jeez.
Yes. This seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
Oh no, now what? Oh my god, no.
Well,
You
Stanley,
kidding
is
me?
this any better? At last, the one thing you've always desired.
Oh,
A game
Jesus.
I had absolutely nothing to do with. But is it enough? Tell me that, Stanley. Will it ever be enough? Well, I'll say this. I'm done making things for you. From now on, I will only create to fulfill a greater artistic purpose. Watch this, Stanley. I'm going to build a house.
Are you serious? Oh, God.
Go here. No, here. And then... Let's see, what does it need? Yes, of course. And just to finish it all off, yes.
That's your house?
It's complete. I made this, Stanley. Look at it. Gaze upon my work of art and feel ashamed at your own inadequacy. But you've only seen it from the outside. You've only gotten half the experience. Please, step inside and make yourself comfortable.
I don't want to go in there. That's a pretty pathetic house. Do I have to go in there? Are you going to tell me otherwise if I don't? Guess I don't have a choice.
Isn't it grand?
That was weird.
Isn't it perfect? It could only be better if... Wait, that's it. We must rebuild it out of diamond.
Diamonds.
Diamond everything. Yes, yes, yes. Come along, Stanley. We have to go mining.
Are you serious? You won't give me no pickaxe or nothing. You expect me to go mining? Can't believe we're playing Minecraft.
Oh my. It looks like it's going to get a bit dark. Have you brought a light?
No, you didn't give me nothing. I can make some. I got coal right here. More coal over there.
Oh, no, 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 no. This is far more open-ended than I had in mind. I'm looking for something more narrow and linear. Something that makes you feel utterly irrelevant.
I can't see a
This
thing down
little
here.
Tall, 1 out of 5. Even the diamonds couldn't save this
There's a
one.
spider down here.
Okay, new game.
Jeez. Now what's he gonna throw us into? No. Portal? Really?
Yes! I don't even
Oh,
know what this game
jeez.
is, but I love it. You, trapped in a glass box with no way out, listening to me talk. Oh, it's inspired. I couldn't have done it any better myself. Oh, what is this game even supposed to be? I can't figure it out. Okay,
Yep,
now I'm
Portal 2.
curious. Let's go find out what the hell this is.
I think it was Portal 2. I think that's how part 2 started. I can't remember exactly how part 1 and 2 started differently. I want to say this is part 2.
Oh, it's a puzzle. Critical thinking, Stanley. Your forte.
Yep. We all know how to do this.
Genius. No, actually, you know what? I think that's plenty.
What?
I really don't care much to see you stumble through any more of these games, and I highly doubt you're any wiser for the experience. Which is why, rather than continue to waste my time, I'm just going to leave you here. You can pretend you've beaten the game if it makes it any richer for you, but as for me, I've had enough. So, why don't you get cozy in this room, and if you have any grand revolutionary ideas for the perfect video game, you can just sit there and let it ball up inside you for all eternity. I don't need your advice. I don't need your ratings. And I certainly don't need the validation of a man whose job is to push buttons. I think I'll just go about my business, making meaningful cultural contributions to the world. And perhaps every now and then, I'll think back to a man named Stanley who was objectively wrong in every decision he ever made. The thought won't last long. Goodbye, Stanley.
Stay down there.
Good luck with your work, and I sincerely hope that everyone lives happily ever after.
There's something down there. Well, I can't go that way. Guess I have to hop down. Whoa, what is all this? Work in progress. Filing cabinet stuff go here. What? What am I looking at? And how do I go anywhere here? Is there anywhere to go? These are all edges. Guess I'm supposed to fall off the edge again. Because I don't see anything here I can interact with. What was that? Is that a walkway over there? No, this is another room. Alright, let's jump off again. What the? Now where am I? Wait a minute. What crap am I? 508. Where am I in here? Where am I supposed to be going? Oh, there's the room with the 2 doors. I guess I'm going back to the beginning. There's a light. Guess this is where I'm supposed to go. 427. Wait a minute, this kind of looks like the original mod. I think that's what the original mod used to look like, if I remember right. Crap, where am I supposed to go? Well, now what's happening?
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
And more loading. Is that another ending? Or is there more to it? That was another ending. Alright. So that's what, 4, 5, 6 endings? I done lost track. So yeah, I guess I'll end this one here, guys. Just, yeah, we got another ending out of the way. I'll go ahead and end this, and there's still more to go, so I don't know if I'm going to do another video or not. I mean, I'm still going to play through it to try to experience all the endings I can, but I just don't know if I'm going to record them all or not. It's tempting. I am enjoying them, trying to hunt all this stuff down.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Yep, got the memo with Mrs.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Apparently clicking on monitors doesn't do anything either. But yeah, I'll go ahead and end this, guys. And next episode I'll continue on. If I make another one, I don't know yet. I haven't decided yet. But for now, I'll end it, and we'll see you next time.